What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here with Muscle Serpents Daily, and I have a very big female albino het pied, I should say, Burmese python here, and we got to give her a name. I got her and her sister. I haven't named them, and I think it's about time. So I'm going to take some suggestions from you guys, if I can get her to cooperate here, as to what are we going to name two female albino het pied Burmese pythons. I want name suggestions. Blowing a lot of air. Maybe we can call it blowhard. But let's come up with some names, and I'll pick the best ones. I think big snakes have to have names. I don't think all little snakes need big names. Need names, but definitely big snakes. All right, that's your assignment for the next 48 hours. We're going to go into the snake room. We're going to take a look and see if anything's hatching, if any eggs have been laid, any boas have shed out, because I know a lot of you guys want updates on the boa litters. A lot of people want to give me deposits and buy some stuff. So, I'm going to make that my priority this weekend. Once things shed out, I'm going to sex everything, take some pictures. There's no way I'm listing everything on Morph Market, but I will make it available for people who contact me privately if you want to buy some stuff ahead of time. That's usually how I sell most of my stuff anyway. But anyway, you know what your assignment is, so let's go into the snake room and take a look. All right, here's a beautiful boy. This is I thought it was sold to me as a super pastel hypo Mojave banana clown. Turns out it's actually a pastel Mojave banana het hypo clown, which is still pretty special. And this little boy is the daddy of a clutch that was just laid. That's why I'm showing you. I'm starting with him because he's so gorgeous. So let's take a look and see what clutch that he is the sire of. All right, here she is. This little beauty is a LEMONBLAST het clown, also known as a pinstripe pastel het clown. I actually really have grown to love the pinstripe gene in ball pythons. At first I didn't think it was anything too special, and it really has grown on me. I've produced some really cool Orange Dream, Ultra Melt pinstripe stuff, and that really, mind-blowing. There's a lot of orange naturally in the pinstripe gene that a lot of people don't realize, and you can see it here, especially with the pastel added in there. And clown is a little orangey anyway to begin with, so we should see some nice colors, and then we're throwing banana in there, so it's going to be pretty wild. And it's funny, I got this girl, Brad Boa actually sent me, I bought a LEMONBLAST disco het clown from him, and he threw this in for free. Ironically, the one that I bought and that I wanted to breed did. Of course, it wouldn't eat well. This one ate great, and so she's sitting on a nice clutch here. And we're gonna pull it. She's she's not too happy that I'm filming her, but that's okay. That's the way it goes. We'll pull her clutch, and we'll see how those eggs are doing, and hopefully we'll produce some nice stuff here. Looking for a banana pinstripe pastel clown would look really cool. I'll take that all day and throw Mojave in there. Oof, could get some cool stuff. Always check every time. Nice and hollowed out. She's not a huge ball python, but she's got good size, and she's had the years on her. So she was about 2.5 this one, which I guess it's still kind of young, but she was a good eater. And she produced a nice little healthy clutch, and she's empty. We're gonna clean her off and let her get a good night's sleep. It's pretty late here tonight anyway. It's about 2:30 in the morning here. Holy mackerel. I can't believe she was sitting on such a big clutch of eggs. That is not a big girl. This is her first clutch ever. That's 9 eggs right there. Wow. Very cool. Especially since 50% of them should be clowns, so if the odds gods are blessing us tonight. Nice clutch. All right, let's pull these. I gotta pull these apart. They're too high, stacked too high. When they stack this high, I always separate them, just because it's hard to fit them in the egg box properly, and we don't want the eggs touching the roof of the egg box, because then they get wet and they mold. So you're better off just gently teasing these things apart, and they literally will come apart. She just laid these. These are gonna fall apart real nice and easy. But even if they weren't new, You just go back and forth, nice and easy with these things. Up and back, and just don't rip. Just nice and easy, back and forth, and go from this side and that side and this side and that side. See that, you like that nice bite I got from a carpet python yesterday while I was feeding like a dummy? That was a food risk. That was my stupidity right there. It looks worse than it is. It's a little, when they're big snakes and they hit you like that, and she got me just really briefly. You get bruised from it because they're so strong. But anyway, great eggs. We're gonna put them in the egg box. We're gonna mark them. I'm gonna candle them with the phone, and we're good to go. All right, we have, like I said, 9 good eggs here. All have embryos and veins, and they look plump and healthy and white, and let's hope they stay that way. We're gonna put some saran wrap on the top and pop them in the incubator. Good. It's always nice to go to sleep at night, although I still have work to do, and it's 2:30. Actually, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. But it's always nice to shut your eyes at night knowing you got a good clutch. All right, just showing you guys a little update. A couple people asked me. This is my Orange Dream Hurricane Mardi Gras, which is an Enchi yellow belly asphalt. He's down a few meals now. He just took a nice chunk out of my finger. No, I'm just kidding. It's great when these little babies are a little aggressive because they really eat well. Ball pythons tend to usually eat pretty well right out of the egg. I usually wait until they shed first, and then I wait a week and feed them, and they're usually pretty damn hungry by then, and they do a good job. So looking really, really nice. Love this look on this one. Look at this gorgeous girl from 2019. This is a black pastel hurricane, Enchi yellow belly, het pied. And you may ask why I have her in this little hatchling rack still, even though she's got some nice girthiness to her, because these ball pythons love to stop eating. And I took a few out and I gave them a nice, or bigger tub, I should say, and they stopped eating. So they're back in here. And they went back in here and they started eating again. So word of advice to you guys out there, if you have ball pythons that stop eating, or maybe you purchase one from your breeder and it's not eating, put it in a smaller tub. They do not like big tubs for some reason. Some of them don't care, but they love to be balled up in these little enclosures. The only problem is when you put them in something like this, when they go to the bathroom, you gotta be checking because they poop a lot at this size. You don't want them laying in the stuff like overnight or anything like that, so you gotta really check. The ball pythons are a little bigger than are in these hatchling racks. I don't think there's anything wrong. They live in termite mounds in the wild, so this is fine. But once again, when they poop or they knock over the water bowl, you got to clean these out immediately. So just thought I'd show you this really cool holdback, and she's looking pretty spectacular. As you can see, all the nice little hurricane swirls here, mixing with that crazy black pastel, and then you get the really good contrast of the Enchi gene in there with a little yellow belly thrown in for good measure. I think there's yellow belly. Yep. Yellow belly too. Okay. It's funny because the hurricane in the pied form is sometimes not as apparent. Obviously, anything looks good in pied, and I think this one will look great in pied. I love black pastel pied. Oh my God. This is going to be exquisite, and because there's Enchi in here, if I get the Enchi in there as well into the pied, it's going to be a very hot, it's going to almost look like this with just little patches of white, and I think that would just offset it really, really nice from an artistic point of view. All right, here is a little sneak peek at my albino motley het leopard, bred to my leopard het albino litter. This is part 1. I have two egg boxes, even though they weren't hatched. They were born, but I put them in the egg box and in the incubator until they shed for the first time, especially when boas have like big bellies or anything like that. Yeah, obviously there's a beautiful Eclipse, which is a motley leopard. It's also het albino. Here we have a double het, albino leopard. There's a beautiful albino eclipse right here that actually looks like it's doing well. I haven't had too much luck with albino eclipses in the past. This one seems to be doing very well. It's hiding away. As you can see, it's a solid white snake, red eyes. It's that leopard motley, which gives you the black snake, and then you strip away the melanin and you produce a white, also known as a sun eclipse, and then we have a regular albino het leopard there. So this is a nice little bunch of snakes, and then the other box is going to have a lot more in them. We got a lot more eclipses, and that's one of my favorites. I love the contrast between the albino eclipse and the regular eclipse. Look at that. Ebony and ivory, black and white. So these guys still have to shed. So imagine how nice they're gonna look when they shed. All right, here's part two. I probably have a lot more in here than I did in the other one. One albino snuck in there too. That's what looks to be a sun glow, I think. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe just an albino. Het leopard. Everything's, if it's albino, it's het leopard. If it's not an albino leopard, which that's not. And these eclipses are obviously motley leopard het albinos. And then we have some double hets here as well, which are kind of really nice looking. They're really dark. You know, the het leopards don't look normal. We've talked about that before. So I love these albino. I love these eclipses het albino. They're my favorites. I actually have a couple males left from last year too. If you guys want a male that will probably breed next season, I have 3 really, really nice male eclipses that are het albino from 2019. These guys are just great. Look at that. What great contrast to have the albinos and then the jet black snakes in there as well. This is one of my favorite litters. Even though it's kind of a repeat litter, it's one of my favorites because I love leopard, I love albino, and I love albino leopard, and I love the eclipses. The patternless. Something about a solid black snake, and these come out of the mother like this. The IMGs, a lot of people confuse IMGs and eclipses. IMGs are definitely blacker when it's all said and done if they turn completely black, and the motley anery IMGs definitely turn completely black. But they take over a year to turn black. All right, guys, this video started at 3 in the morning when it was dark. Now it's light. It's the morning. So I'm looking forward to, obviously, the weekend. It's coming up. But, we got a great clutch. I had to pull it at 3 a.m. in the morning. That's the way it goes. I got to show you guys a little bit of some holdbacks and some cool stuff. And obviously, I love my Burmese pythons. That was a great way to start the video off. So once again, a little potpourri of this and a little of that. I actually, in the incubator right now, they're not ready. They're just sticking their heads out. Otherwise, I would have showcased them. You'll have to wait till Monday. I had a micro scale clown bred to a micro scale. So we could possibly produce some scaleless, super micro scales, which are scaleless. Everything in the clutch will be het clown, which is great. I'd love to produce a micro scale het clown. A super micro scale het clown. Obviously, even just the regular micro scales we produce will be het clown, and at some point in the future, I want to produce a super micro scale clown. That would be the goal. Of course, I like micro scale even if it's not in the super form, or it just has some missing scales on its head, because the little beady scales are really cool. So my dad, the micro scale clown, is to me one of my favorite clowns of all time, and it only has those 2 genes in it, the clown and the micro scale. So imagine getting like banana micro scale clowns and stuff like that. That's the goal down the road. So hopefully, maybe even later in this hatching season, we might see a banana micro scale clown. You never know. All right, guys, hopefully you guys are having a great day. I want you to have a great weekend. You never know, I might even get a little weekend edition in if I have time. But for now, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button. We'll see you back Monday morning.